For how much choice we have with different routes and endings, the path that we traverse through the world of Undertale isn't much more than a straight line. It can even feel pretty claustrophobic at times, giving the impression that the underground as a whole is the same way. But every so often, we'll be treated to something like this. Not only is it beautiful, but it shows how massive the underground truly is. Like, wait, hold on a minute, I was just walking on a straight line a second ago. What do you mean there's a whole vast expanse with an enormous castle in the background now? The backdrops in Undertale are so simple and yet so absurdly effective at breathing life into this world. Take Snowdin, for example. It's arguably one of the more open-feeling areas of the game, and yet it still manages to completely recontextualize how large it actually is when you get to the bridge and see the background on full display. I mean, seriously, look at this. These are miles of ground below you have zero clue about until you get here. The little details especially help to make it feel more alive, like the clearing with the singular house. Who is that guy anyways? The ruins is the perfect example of what I mean. For nearly the entire way through, the whole area is really just a bunch of tight, narrow corridors with only a couple of singular rooms off to the side. If it weren't for the upbeat music in the background, this place would be downright suffocating. But then, right at the end, wham! Past all of those purple walls, we finally get an opening and see an entire citadel out there. Heck, there's even more buildings past it too. This single screen manages to completely change what the ruins really is. An area we're led to believe is so small and cramped is revealed to be just a small part of a whole city. In an instant, we go from thinking that this area isn't much more than a simple series of hallways built for a little indie RPG to realizing that we barely got to explore even a fraction of this place. This is only exemplified in New Home, an area that does the same thing, even with a very similar backdrop, but really lingers on it. In the ruins, it's just a single room. It can be easy for a lot of players to forget about and brush off. But with New Home, it's right front and center constantly. It forces you to think about how much is out there. And it's clearly much larger too. How many people must live out there? How many hundreds of monsters out there do we never get to see, never get to encounter? That's what really makes these simple backgrounds so special to me. Because despite how many resets we try or how much dialogue we see, we will never know what goes on out there. No matter how much we think we know every little detail of this world, there's always so much more than we could possibly imagine.